Hello, hello! O Cambly tá com desconto super especial para quem quer fazer a aula grátis e depois fechar algum plano no Cambly. E é muito fácil, porque você só precisa ir aqui nas nossas show notes, na descrição do episódio, e clicar no link ou abrir o cambly.com ou o aplicativo do Cambly e colocar o nosso cupom que é Inglês NC-VIP. É muito fácil e é um código exclusivo só para quem escuta aqui o Inglês no e Cru Rádio. E, gente, vale muito, muito a pena, porque como vocês sabem, o Cambly tá aqui prontinho para ajudar vocês na conversação. Então, não perca tempo e vá lá e aproveita essa super promoção. Now, on with the show!
Hello, hey sweet people. Welcome to another episode of Inglês no Cru Rádio. My name is Foster, and as always, I am here with...
Alexia. Hi, Foster. How are you?
Alexia, I am doing wonderfully today. It is not sunny, but it's not raining, which is a good thing.
Yes, finally.
And I'm also very excited today because we are going to talk about an article that I recently read and I absolutely adored. And I'm going to really make you be the English student today.
Yes. Well, I think I am every day here.
Yeah.
But if you're saying that, you're going to be really, really tough on me.
Yeah, tough on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to be too tough, but what I want to do is essentially treat this the exact same way that I would treat a normal English class.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of our students want to improve their reading skills, and they also want to improve their communication skills simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
And reading out loud is a wonderful way to do that. And also talking to yourself is a wonderful way to do that.
That's very true.
That's what this article is about. So we're getting it all at once. This is what we call in English, killing two birds with one stone.
Okay.
How do you say that in Portuguese?
I think I always say it wrong in Portuguese because my mom used to say it wrong, so I learned it wrong, but I think it's like matar dois coelhos com uma só cachotada. I don't remember the same one, but yeah.
Okay. In English, we kill birds. In Brazil, you kill bunnies.
Rabbits. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. So, would you like to tell us about a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Tell us a little bit about the article.
Yes, I can tell everyone a little bit about the article that we are focusing on today. The article is called, the title of the article is Talking Out Loud to Yourself is a Technology for Thinking. What do you think about that title, Alexia?
Talking out loud to yourself is a technology for thinking.
And just to clarify, talking out loud.
É falar alto, falar.
Out loud in voz alta. So reading out loud means you're actually speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So talking out loud to yourself.
Falar em voz alta para si mesmo é uma tecnologia para pensar.
Basicamente isso.
Tá, I don't get it. I need to read the article so I can understand what she is proposing. Actually, she is Nana Ariel, and she's a writer, literary scholar, and lecturer in a faculty of humanities at Tel Aviv University, and a fellow of the Mendicate Science of Learning, Research and Innovation Center, and a guest lecturer at Harvard University.
Yes, she has a very impressive biography, but the point is she's an academic talking about the idea of talking to yourself.
Yeah. So can I start?
Yes, just very quick, some guidelines. The way I normally approach this with students is you read one paragraph, and then we can stop. I can give you some recommendations about pronunciation, or you can ask for clarifications about vocabulary or something that you did not understand. And then we keep going.
Yeah.
Cool?
Okay.
Let's begin.
Woo, let's do it.
And just one thing before we get started, Alexia. Read with soul. Read with passion and enthusiasm.
I try to do that with everything of my life.
Everything in your life.
In my life.
Okay, excellent. Okay. Go for it.
So, talking out loud to yourself is a technology for thinking. This week, a woman was strolling in my street, walking in circles and speaking out loud to herself. People were looking at her awkwardly, but she didn't particularly... I hate this word! I had to stop right here because I won't be able to say it. Particularmente in English.
Particularmente. Particularly.
Particularly.
Yeah, particularly.
Particularly.
This is very difficult because all of the R sounds. So the lurly. Particularly.
Particularly.
Can you say particular?
Particular.
Then just adding a ly. Particularly.
Particularly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the difficult thing about this word is the ending, the lurly. So you can isolate that and just train it and say lurly.
Lurly.
Particularly.
Particularly.
Excellent.
Okay, I'm going to start again.
Yes. Can I give you a quick piece of advice? This is super, super common with all people learning different languages. You start reading something, the first difficult word that you encounter, you think, oh my God, I don't know how to say this. I'm a terrible student. This is awful. So let's just start again. Take your time. If you don't know how to say a word, you can give it a try or you can ask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a safe space. It's just you and me, Alexia. No one else is listening.
No. This week, a woman was strolling in my street, walking in circles and speaking out loud to herself. People were looking at her awkwardly, and she didn't particularly mind, and continued walking vigorously and speaking. Yes, that woman was me.
Nice. Okay, so we have a lot of adverbs in this first paragraph. Particularly, awkwardly, vigorously.
Just to make it simple.
Yeah, a lot of lees, which is great to practice your pronunciation. So we have a woman that is talking to herself, walking around in circles, and this woman is the author. Do you have any questions to begin, Alexia?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, let's keep going.
Like many of us, I talk to myself out loud. Though I'm a little unusual in that I often do it in public spaces. Whenever I want to figure out an issue, develop an idea, or memorize a text, I turn to this odd work routine. While it's definitely earned me a reputation in my neighborhood, it's also improved my thinking and speaking skills immensely. Immensely.
Perfect.
Speaking out loud is not only a medium of communication, but a technology of thinking. It encourages the formation and processing of thoughts.
Okay. Great job. That's a pretty difficult paragraph. Can I just give you one very small recommendation?
Mm-hmm.
In the text, it says, whenever I want to figure out an issue, and I believe you said, whenever I want to figure it out an issue. So this is something I see all of the time in our students. The phrase figure it out is quite common. You say that a lot. So immediately when you see the verb to figure, you just automatically want to say figure it.
Yeah.
So just something to notice.
Okay. Would you like me to read again this phrase?
Sure. Go for it.
Whenever I want to figure out an issue, develop an idea, or memorize a text, I turn to this odd work routine.
Perfect.
Okay.
And I think it's really important to note that she is saying speaking out loud She says it has helped her thinking and speaking skills immensely, and that it's not just a form of communication, but it is really something that helps you process and formulate new thoughts. That's a very interesting idea.
I can see yourself doing that every time that you're walking, buddy, now.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Okay, next paragraph.
Yes, please. Let's keep going. You're on a roll.
The idea that speaking out loud and thinking are closely related isn't new. It emerged in ancient Greece and Rome in the work of such great orators as Marcus Tullius Cicero.
Yeah, I would say orators. When you said orators.
Oradores. Okay. What?
Orators.
Orators.
Yeah.
It looks like oracle.
Kind
Orators.
Yeah, I believe it comes from the same root, to orate.
Tá. I recently discovered that I've been saying the word new in a wrong way. I used to say new instead of new.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, makes it a whole new world for me.
A whole new world.
Yeah. A whole new world.
Just one quick suggestion, Alexia. Something that you say quite often that I never correct because it's not incorrect. It's just a little bit strange. You say in a wrong way. And all Brazilians do this all of the time. That's just not really a phrase that we use very commonly in English. So you could say, I always use that word incorrectly or...
Incorrectly so big.
Yeah, but I always have problems with that word, or I say that word wrong, but in a wrong way. I always hear Brazilians say, I want to do it in a good way, or in a right way, or in a wrong way. And it's just the in a way isn't super common.
But it's not wrong. It's just a preference.
Yes.
Okay.
Grammatically, it makes sense. Everyone will understand you. We're talking about pretty advanced small details here.
Okay, let's continue. But perhaps the most intriguing modern development of the idea appeared in the essay on the gradual formation of thoughts during speech, 1805, by the German writer Heinrich von Kleist.
Heinrich von Kleist.
Yeah.
Felipe can pronounce that for us.
Here, Kleist describes his habit of using speech as a thinking method and speculates that if we can discover something just by thinking about it, we might discover it in the process of free speech. He writes that we usually hold an abstract beginning of a thought, but active speech helps to turn the obscure thought into a whole idea. It's not thought that produces speech, but rather, speech is a creative process that in turn generates thought. Just as appetite comes with eating, Kleist argues, ideas come with speaking.
Excellent job, Alexia.
I think I did great here.
You did great. You did great.
With all the THs and everything, I took my time to try to pronounce it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did great.
Yeah, your pronunciation is wonderful. Do you have any questions about vocabulary? Any words that you just completely do not understand?
Not word that I don't understand, but I think that when you're reading, it's different when you're reading a word than speaking a word, right? So when we read the word thought, people can be very confused by it.
Yeah.
Because it's very weird. So...
Thought and pensamento.
Yeah. But I think it's just a matter of fact to think about it. That's it.
Yeah, I notice sometimes you confuse the word thought with taught. So taught would be to teach in the past.
In the past.
But thought, pensamento, and it has the th at the beginning. Okay. One word that I would like to mention is the adjective intriguing. I think that's a great word, intriguing. Do you have a good translation for that word?
Yeah, it's the same. Intriguing.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's just an excellent opportunity. So many times people just say interesting. It's really an interesting idea. You can say intriguing.
Intriguing.
Yeah, it's fun.
But even in Portuguese, we don't say like aquilo é intrigante. You know, it's like a very old Portuguese, more or less.
Yeah, it's not old English, but it's not a word you're going to say all of the time. But it's nice to throw in an intriguing every now and then.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alexia, you did a great job with the reading. Can we look at this last part of the text, beginning with, it's not thought that produces speech, but rather speech is a creative process. Can you read that one more time until the end of the paragraph?
Okay. It's not thought that produces speech, but rather speech is a creative process that in turn generates thought. Just as appetite comes with eating, Kleist argues, ideas come with speaking.
Okay.
Did you see that I said appetite correctly?
In a correct way, you were going to say yes, correctly.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because when we read it, it looks like French, and I wanted to say appétit. Mm-hmm. But I don't even know if in French is correct. But appetite, appétit.
Perfect. Okay, now that you had a chance to read this for a second time, do you understand what the author is suggesting?
Yeah.
Can you explain it to me in using normal words?
What he's saying here is that when you think out loud, when you are saying what you want to do or what you want to create or the idea that you're thinking, this can help you to produce this idea or this thing.
Yeah.
So when you keep only in your mind, eventually it won't become real. But if you speak out loud, it helps you to make it real.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And I think that's a pretty radical idea. I imagine most people have the belief that you think about something, you have a thought, and then you say that thought. But the thought was already in your head before you say it. But in this article, they're suggesting that no, it kind of all works together. It's not like one thing comes before the other, but the act of speaking is actually an act of creation in and of itself.
Yes, and I think that this works a lot with English because when you're gonna first meet someone, you need to have a script, right? You need to know what you're gonna say. So if you practice out loud back home, what you're gonna say, which questions and answers you're gonna have and give, that's what makes everything real, and you can be ready for that. Yeah. For business meetings, for presentations, for anything. Yeah. So I think it's a good way of preparing.
Absolutely. Yes. Thought and speech are connected. So it really doesn't matter if you can think about English all day. You have to connect that thought with speech.
Yeah.
Anyways, you did a great job today, Alexia. Would you like to continue with this article tomorrow?
Yes, of course. And I hope you guys that are listening to us right now, next episode, come along with the article in front of y'all, and then you can read with me and understand what we are saying better.
Yeah, absolutely. We will include the article in the show description in the show notes. And as always, keep up the good fight.
And lose well. Bye! Muito obrigada por ter escutado mais um episódio aqui do Inglês de Necrorádio. É muito bom ter você juntinho assim de nós. Faz muito, muito carinho no nosso coração, digamos assim. Então você que está interessado em saber mais sobre os nossos produtos e saber mais sobre a gente, o que a gente oferece para vocês em relação a estudo, a challenge, a curso, vá lá no inglêsdenecru.com e você pode ver mais sobre as worksheets, por exemplo.
Yeah. If you want to really improve your English, if you want to learn more about the ways you can do that and just connect with us on a deeper level, go to inglesdenecru.com. And as always, keep up the good fight.
And lose well.
See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.